From being a music artist to participating in various professional sports, here are 10 things you probably didn't know about James Harden, including the number 10 item on our list. James Harden has a dark history. You see, in 1998, when Harden was just 9 years old, his father was busted dealing drugs, and this set the stage for Harden to be living alone and defenseless in the world's gang capital of Compton, California. So if Harden wanted to make it in life, he needed to remain off the streets, which is why his mother signed him up for his high school's basketball team. Although basketball was unable to keep Harden out of problems, we're sure you didn't know number 9 on our list. James Harden attacked a female back in 2002. When Harden was a teenager, he was in a gym playing basketball when a girl from his class strolled in and made the greatest mistake of her life. She interrupted Harden's game for the sole purpose of flirting with him. But since Harden is no saint, he decided to get rid of the girl once and for all by physically chucking the basketball with full force directly in her face. Yeah, that happened. Just listen to Harden's mom talk about it.
He threw a basketball at a girl that kept bothering him, and I think she was flirting with him.
Holy shit! Harden's mother is also a psychopath. Although Harden's basketball concentration was not for the NBA, you have no idea what number 8 on our list is. Harden merely improved his basketball skills so he could eat more donuts. Back in 2003, when Harden was a freshman in high school, he sent a message to his mother predicting he would become a celebrity one day. The issue was, he was overweight and lacked propulsion. Thus, he barely moved throughout games. He just stood there, took jump shots, and never ever rained on the basket. So his coach Para discovered a method to push him harder. And this one play elevated Harden's game to new heights and helped him get to Arizona State University. You see, college is costly, but Harden always found a way to earn money, particularly with number 7 on our list, since we're sure you didn't realize James Harden's beard is actually for sale. Yeah, that's right. Back in 2008, when Harden was a sophomore at Arizona State, he became weary of shaving his beard all the time, so he just stopped shaving. And by 2012, Harden had achieved his NBA ambitions. At this time, he had played 3 seasons with OKC, and his beard, which we all know and love, had finally stopped growing. Most individuals who spend years growing out a beard will ultimately become tired of it and shave it off. But it's not that straightforward for Harden. The beard had become famous, and if you want him to shave it, you'll have to pay him millions of dollars. $10 million to be exact. But we've heard that his life is going pretty well. What could possibly go wrong for a guy with $10 million in facial hair and a rising star with the Thunder? Well, are you aware of number 6 on our list? Harden was deceived by his favorite team once. In 2012, Harden, along with Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant, helped transform the Oklahoma City Thunder into one of the top teams in the NBA, making it to the finals for the first time in 16 years. And in the process, Harden formed a family with the whole Thunder organization, so the team meant everything to him, and he was looking forward to being in OKC for years. But a week before the 2012 season, Harden received a phone call that altered his life forever. It was the Thunder's GM, Sam Presti, who offered Harden a $55 million deal with just one condition. He had to accept the deal within 1 hour. This was the most important choice of Harden's life, and they only offered him 1 hour? That's ridiculously rude. And Harden felt rushed into a horrible deal, so he rejected the contract and decided to renegotiate after the season. But this is when Harden was deceived. For only a few hours later, he received another phone call from Presti, except this time it wasn't a contract offer. Instead, Presti was asking Harden to pack his bags since he'd been traded to Houston, leaving him in astonishment. We mean, OKC was all of his hard work, and he intended to remain with them for the rest of his career. But instead, the team stabbed him in the back and let him leave. Instead of being enraged and lashing out at the trade, Harden chose to take the 5th position on our list by doing something most people are unaware of. He transformed someone's life. You see, the guy had created a whole life in OKC, including purchasing a $400,000 property in Oklahoma. But now that Harden was moving, he had no need for the house, and instead of selling it to some random individual to get his money back, Harden saw a chance to improve his sister's life. So he contacted her and said, "Hey, the home's yours now. It was completely free." We mean, that's how you convert a poor situation into a positive one. And he must have scored some good karma points because the Rockets awarded Harden an $80 million deal only a week later. So he's feeling pretty good about the trade now. But that sum is little in comparison to the fourth position on our list. You probably didn't realize that Harden's footwear contract is larger than any NBA contract he's ever had. In 2015, Harden's $2 million contract with Nike had ended, and he was seeking another shoe sponsorship, one that would pay him more than $2 million. So one day, Adidas came knocking at Harden's door, not only offering him an entire truck full of shoes, but also the largest deal he had ever seen, a $200 million exclusive sneaker sponsorship. That's 100 times what he earned with Nike, and it's absolutely insane. And there is another reason Adidas handed Harden such a ridiculous contract. They chose to give him all that money because he liked and subscribed right here to BallFlix. Yep, that's correct. Do you want to earn $200,000? Well, now that you know how, what are you going to do about it? Despite the $200 million shoe sponsorship, Harden wasn't done scooping up brands, and the next sponsorship deal landed him our number 3 spot on the list. And it's a peculiar one. Just a year later in 2016, Harden approached Trolley, his favorite candy manufacturer, for a sponsorship, which began with Harden appearing in a commercial. But here is where things became a little weird. What the heck happened? Anyway, they adore working with Harden, and after some thinking, they came up with another idea collaboration, a one-of-a-kind candy in the form of Harden's beard. Now let's be honest, that doesn't resemble Harden in any way. But as you may know, Harden was a lover of candy at school, and one candy wasn't enough to please him. So in 2018, he collaborated with Trolley once again, developing a candy that looks like his Volume 2 Adidas shoe. But this wasn't enough to please Harden, since when he won his first MVP award a few months later, Trolley added another piece of candy to Harden's line, a 6-pound, life-size Volume 2 Adidas shoe candy. This thing was actually $2,677. $1 for every point he scored that season, and only 3 of the candies were ever produced. Harden is obviously earning some racks with his NBA contract, shoe deal, and candy business, so he's certainly not scared to spend money. In fact, look at number 2. We promise you, you had no clue that Harden is a member of the Strip Club Hall of Fame. Yeah, that's right. Harden found his desire for strip clubs in 2018 while enjoying the Houston nightlife at Dreams. And Harden was so taken by the club that he wanted to do something special for the strippers. So one night, he intended to make it rain $100 bills for 3 straight hours. And he ended up dumping over $1 million in one night and establishing a little company in the process. That's a lot of money. So the club owners wanted to thank Harden. And what better way to do that than by hanging a James Harden jersey and a banner inside the club? This guy was honored at a strip joint. That is high-level famous. Before we get to number 1, there's one more honorable mention. We're sure you had no clue that James Harden was a recording artist. Everything began back in 2013 when Harden was coming off the finest season of his career. He wanted to take things to the next level with a goal greater than basketball. And what better way to achieve that than with music? As a result, Harden collaborated with Steph Curry and Nike to record his own R&B album. And that's exactly how it happened. Obviously, Harden can't sing, but he still wants to be a musician. As a result, Harden created his own recording studio inside his Houston home back in 2018 to make recording easier for him. You may be shocked that Harden is just a professional basketball player when you see the number 1 spot on our list. When Harden was with the Rockets in 2019, he was seeking a way to engage in the community, And when he learned that 2 Houston teams were for sale, he jumped at the chance. Harden chose to invest in the Major League Soccer team Dynamo and the women's soccer team Houston Dash, and he paid $15 million for the clubs. As if buying 2 teams wasn't enough of a flex, Harden also bought a 2-team arena. Yep, Harden is flexing not just in basketball, but also in soccer.